Hello friends, welcome back to the shop. Today is Sunday, December 16th, and it's a busy day here in southeastern Pennsylvania. It's quite early. I've got a lot of stuff going on today. I'll tell you more about that later. But yeah, it's raining. And most importantly, I'm on vacation. Well, technically starting tomorrow. I don't work on the weekends. But yeah, it's nice. It's a busy vacation. I got a lot planned. But let me light this up. I was doing something before I started the video and let the pipe go out. You're all quite familiar with this Savinelli. Thank you again, Christian. It is, I always forget the numbers, 311 KS. Really fantastic pipe. And I'm smoking Haunted Bookshop this morning because this morning is the day that I took the Haunted Bookshop out of the press, and I was going to share with you some impressions of that and tell you a little bit about the press and see how it goes. So first off, let's just get rid of the suspense. This is what I wound up with. It's if you can see some of the detail in that, it's interesting. It got very dense on the bottom. So this was no, I'm sorry. That's the top actually. So I don't want to turn it over because the top is kind of loose. But this was actually the part that had the screw pushing down on it, and this was at the very bottom. And I would have expected that this would have been denser, but at any rate, this is quite dense, although the top is a bit less so and comes off easily. So it's I don't know, I'd say it's kind of the top half, which is actually the bottom half. The crumbly bit is sort of similar in consistency to a crumble cake, and the harder stuff at the bottom is more plug-like. And so you know how I did this. Really simple. If you want to try this, and it was fun. It's easy enough to put one of these together, so I recommend you play around with this. All I did was I went to the hardware store and got a piece of 3-inch diameter PVC pipe. I think I had to buy a 3-foot length of this. Might have been a little bit shorter, but it was $12. And I cut off a 5-inch section, and I needed a 5-inch section because the largest C-clamp that I had, this guy here, has a 5-inch opening, and this might, okay, maybe it's slightly, yeah, it's a 6-inch opening, but I needed to have the room to get around the plugs. So the C-clamp's important, the length of the pipe is important, and then I just made some wooden plugs for the ends. And I'll tell you, it was a bit of a mistake. Let me put the pipe down for a minute. So the one plug is it's made of pine. I put a little depression there to hold the end of the screw here on the C-clamp, this thing here, so that it didn't slide around, and just made sure that that kept centered. And so that would go in the top, and this was cut to fit in there and slide through. The bottom, and this was the first mistake that I made. The bottom I made more like a cork, so it fit, but it would not push all the way in. And I thought I was clever doing that. And then I cut some slots around the side of it. Hopefully you can see those, which I also thought was clever because I know some moisture could have come out of the tobacco, although honestly no moisture came out. So I set this up, put a little circle of wax paper down at the bottom, put in all the tobacco, actually put wax paper on this and let it ride up around the edges, and pushed that down in. It just slid right through there. Oh well. Anyway, there we go. And then the clamp goes on. I don't have it open yet, but you get the idea. And then all you do is turn this until it stops, and then every day I would give it a turn And you know, on the first couple of days, it probably turned like a quarter turn each time, about that much. By the beginning of this week, it was pretty much just like a little, you know. And the two things that I would change if I do this again, one is this bottom piece that I've already alluded to. What I did here was I designed, it did act like a cork, and with these slots around it, I designed a very good way of sealing off the end of the pipe, so that as the clamping pressure came in, this got pushed further and further in, and it was very difficult to get back out. So you can see I actually had to pry at the edge of it with a screwdriver. So next version of this will not have a angled beveled edge here. It'll just be the same kind of circle as I used for the top, and we'll just hold it in place with the clamping pressure. Second thing is I will not make these out of pine again. It's just what I had laying around. I think I'm going to use MDF, or ideally get some steel, because the pressure is quite a lot, and as the pressure built and I would do that little turn of I could start to hear some cracking, and I was afraid that if this cracked, it would, it just wouldn't work as well. It wouldn't blow up or anything, but it wouldn't spread the pressure around as well as I would like. So that's your how to make a tobacco press, and it was fun. And I've got things I want to play around with. But right now, this is regular Haunted Bookshop, regular, normal from the bag Haunted Bookshop. And I'm actually going to take that top bit off and just leave the more dense bottom piece, and try to cut a piece of that off and see what we get. So, I don't think I've ever shown you my plug knife. I'm very, very proud of this. A friend of mine actually made this as a gift, and I don't know if you can catch that Damascus steel. And it's just really a beautiful knife. Feels really good in your hand. Super sharp. I mean, I got to keep it sharp, but it does the job. So now I'm guessing this is just gonna. I've got this sitting on a board here, and I'm guessing that it's gonna crumble. For two reasons. One is I only did it for 2 weeks, which it sounds like a lot of time, but it's probably not. And secondly, I did add some water to this before, so what I would do is I would take some of the Haunted Bookshop actually had a piece of wax paper laid out, and I'd spread it out, spray it with water, and then kind of mix it around, and then put that in the tube. Pack it down, actually with a dowel like this, just pack it down as much as I could, and repeat that process until I got to the point where I could just fit that top plug in. So I think that it was relatively, I could have made it wetter, I guess is what I'm saying, and I could have done it for longer, and that may have made it a more dense, harder, but this is probably going to be like a crumble cake. So let's see what we can do. Yeah, it's just crumbling up on me. As we get towards the bottom, it's a little bit more. Yeah, we're not going to get nice clean flakes out of this, but we kind of knew that going in. But there you go. There's yeah, it's falling all over the place. You know what? I'm just going to rub it out and put it in a pipe and let you know how it tastes. I'm guessing it's going to taste like Haunted Bookshop, but we'll see. All right. Here we go. So I've switched off to my Lane Crown Achievement pipe. Nice billiard. Huh. That is actually different. I'm surprised. I'm obviously going to have to spend a lot more time with this. This is the first time I've even lit it. First time I've seen it. I just took it out of the press before I pressed play on the recorder here. Camera, that's what you call those things. But it's very smooth, and it doesn't, sounds negative, it doesn't seem to be as complex. But kind of in a good way, like everything's tied together. Oh, and I just got to really kick a perique out of that. That was, I retrohaled a bit, and I got that wasabi effect of the perique. Yeah, this has definitely changed. The perique seems to be a lot more intense, but everything's kind of together. As if you pressed the flavors together, I guess. It's interesting. I don't want to talk too much about it right now because, like I said, I've got to spend a little bit of time with it, and but I'll keep you posted. But you know, this is really pretty easy to make, and if you want to play around with it, it's a lot of fun. I think I told you what I would do differently building the press, and I would probably make this wetter, make the tobacco wetter when I put it in, and maybe go 3 weeks instead of 4. But you know, it's a very respectable crumble cake, whatever that means. And also, you know, it's a more convenient way to store your tobacco, because that is a ½ pound of Haunted Bookshop right there. But I will say it makes a mess. I've got. I'll take a picture of the chaos here before I finish after I finish the video, and I'll paste it in so you can see just how messy this is. So I have been making a lot of progress with this TV stand entertainment center thing that I'm building. It's really been coming along well, so I'm pretty happy about that. I had hoped to actually have the thing built by now, but just stuff happened during the week, and I was tired at night, and I just didn't get as much done in the evenings as I had hoped. But I'm within maybe 2 days of putting the finish on, so that's fantastic, and then I can get on with the shop renovations, and yeah, all's going very, very well. Today I'm going to be working in the morning. It's actually fairly early. I think it's just about 8 o'clock now. And I'm getting an early start because we've got to go out today, got to do various things, and then my wife wants to go look at Christmas lights. She likes seeing the houses decorated, and yeah. And there's different neighborhoods she likes to go to, and there's apparently something called, I forget what it's called, but it's up in Allentown, which is about 45 minutes north of here. And it's a strip that they decorate up really extensively. And there's also one, we're not doing this today, but there's an area in Philadelphia, that 13th Street, that they are now calling Miracle on 13th Street, which is, you know, the people that live there just went crazy with their Christmas lights, apparently. So that's what I'm going to do this evening. It makes her happy, and it is nice to see them. I mean, I enjoy it, but I'm the kind of guy that the reason I don't like traveling is, yes, I would like to see the Great Pyramids in person. But about 5 minutes after seeing them, I'm done. There's only so much I can see. And it takes so long to get there and so long to get back. And so, yeah, I'll just look at a picture and I'm happy. I know, I'm an old cranky man. So I hope you're all doing well. Getting ready for Christmas. It's coming quickly. 9 more days. Got some Christmas cards that I got to get in the mail Monday, so I'm going to spend some time today writing those out and do some more work down here in the shop. So guys, hope you enjoyed the little overview of the making the cake and or the plug or whatever you want to call it. And I highly recommend you just pick some of this up, and it's easy enough to make these plugs and have some fun. All you need is a big C-clamp, and I actually I have 2 of these, and I remember vividly I got these at a garage sale many years ago, and I think I paid $1 for both of them, like $1 for 2 clamps, and they're indispensable because they're the biggest C-clamps that I have, and I use them all the time. I've got lots of those. I had one sitting right here until yesterday. Those, the ones that you squeeze and they come down. I think they're called F-clamps, and they work great. But there's times when the C-clamp's just the right thing, and that screw can exert a lot more pressure than that pumping mechanism can on the F-clamp. Anyway, I'm gonna get into clamping physics now, so you better leave. I hope you're all having a good weekend, getting ready for the holiday, and looking forward to some time with your friends and family. I'm certainly doing that. And until we speak again, I will look forward to talking to you all again very soon. Goodbye now.